slope, unit rate, rate of change review. And remember, slope, unit rate, and the rate of change mean the same thing. Find and interpret the rate of change for each of the following linear representations. So remember, we have to find and interpret. So because it says that they are linear, we already know that there's going to be a pattern that they would create a straight line if you graph them. So we have to remember that we always use y over x because that's what slope is. So I'm going to make sure that whatever direction I go in, I'm going to go the same on both sides. So I'm actually going to go from 30 to 10. And from 30 to 10, you would be subtracting 20. So because I went in that direction on that side, I have to go the same direction on this side. 3 minus 1 is negative 2. So the y value is negative 20. The x value is negative 2. And that simplifies to positive 10. Now we have to interpret it. Because the y value is money and the x value is hours, we're going to have $10 per hour. Question 2. Distance traveled on a bike trip. Again, we're going to use y over x. And this time I'm going to go this direction. So for the y value, I am increasing by 21.8. The x value is increasing by 1. When I put it into the fraction, 21.8 over 1, which is 21.8. And now to interpret it, we have miles and day. So we have 21.8 miles per day. Question 3. We're comparing the number of students and the number of magazines sold. I'm going to choose to go this direction. So we're doing plus 50 plus 5 y over x, 50 over 5 equals 10. So we have magazines and students. So 10 magazines per student. Question 4, the number of trees and the number of apples. I'm going to choose to go this direction, starting at the bottom of the table, because it doesn't matter what direction, it doesn't matter where you go on the table as long as you do the same direction with the same location. So from 160 to 140, that is subtracting 20. From 20 to 5, that is subtracting 5. Y over x again, negative 20 over negative 5. That's going to give us a positive 4. So we have apples to trees, the 4 apples per tree. Question 5, we have a graph. Because we have a graph, I'm actually going to do the slope using rise over run, which again is y over x. So I'm going to find 2 points. I'm going to choose this point and this point. And I'm going to go 1 bubble, but that 1 bubble represents 10. And because I'm going down, it's going to be negative 10. And then I'm going to go right, which is a positive direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And each of those bubbles represents 1. So that actually would be 5, which gives us negative 2. So to interpret it, we have Fahrenheit in hours. So it's decreasing because it's negative 2 degrees Fahrenheit per hour. Number 6, we're going to do the same thing. Find a point and find a point. So one bubble going up for the rise. Each bubble represents 3. And then run represents 1. So that equals 3. And it's dollars per magazine. So $3 per magazine. Number 7, driving 5 hours to complete a 300-mile trip. So if we are going to make the fraction, we know we always have to do miles per hour. So that would be 300 per 5 hours. And when you simplify that, you get 60. So the unit rate would be 60, and then we're going to use the fraction miles per hour. And finally, number 8, buying 10 t-shirts for $55. You have to use the money over the t-shirt, because you never go into a store with $1 seeing what you can get, because you can't buy parts of anything. So dollar is always on the top. It is a top priority. So the dollar is 55. The t-shirts would be 10. And if you divided that, you get 5.5. Now, if we're going to interpret that, we're going to make it into money, because we have money over shirts. So 5.5, we know we need to add a 0. So it's $5.50 per shirt.